What's up guys, Ryan Fu here, and today we're going to go over the 5 biggest mistakes that I see amateur players make on the pickleball court. Alright, so the first biggest mistake that I see amateur players make, especially at the kitchen, is hitting the ball way too hard when dinking. You want this ball to land inside of the kitchen, and you want it to be as close to the net as possible so people can't take it out of the air. What I see people doing is when they're dinking, they're hitting way too hard, and it ends up just being a hands battle when you're supposed to be dinking. So you actually want to take as much pace off of this ball as you can, and the motion is going to be really small and within your body. Nothing is going to be behind your body, everything is in front. So I'm here, and we're dinking. If you watch Ben Johns play or Anna Lee, they're not going to be dinking that hard. Pro players typically don't dink even as hard as amateur players try to dink. So as you can see, this is super easy. And we're gonna be able to hit this ball in 100 times in a row if we have to, because of how simple the stroke is. So you can see as Gio's hitting here, she's never taking her paddle back behind her body. Everything is out in front and very compact. There's no unnecessary motion as we're hitting these dinks. So the second tip that most amateur players need to be doing better is hitting defensive dinks to the middle of the court. A lot of times when players get pulled out wide, their first thought is to go even further back out wide to try and make it more aggressive. That is a high risk play, and the margins on that shot are way too low. So anytime you're on defense and pulled out wide, you want to put the ball into the center of the court. The reason for that is the net on the side is 36 inches, the net in the middle is 34 inches. So it's actually a lower net, easier to make. Also, you're giving your opponent less angles to play with when you hit it to the center of the court. If you hit it out wide, now you have to run all the way back to the center to cover the middle, and they have all these different angles to play with. So here, so as you can see here, she's hitting aggressive dinks out wide, and I'm just placing the ball back to the center. Very safe. This is what mostly every pro is gonna be doing when they're pulled out wide. They're not gonna be trying to go super far wide that way. That's a high risk shot. So again, you wanna keep this shot super simple. I'm not trying to do anything too crazy, just trying to make the ball back in the center of the court and get back into the point. So same thing, if somebody hits it aggressively to your inside foot, you're gonna wanna place that ball back to the center or to either of the player's inside foot in front of you. So I'm here, she's hitting aggressively. I'm putting it back into the center as a dead dink and getting back to the line. Super simple. I'm not trying to do anything too fancy with it. Last thing is notice my footwork on this shot. I'm not just standing on the line and having the ball come behind me. I'm actually getting behind the ball every time. So I'm here, behind the ball. Behind the ball. That way my paddle doesn't have to come back and do all this work with my wrist and possibly pop it up for her to put it away. Hey guys, thank you for making it to this part of the video. Just want to shout out RPM Pickleball, the newest paddle on the market. I use the 14 millimeter, it helps me get into the kitchen every time. Go check it out, I put a link in the bio. Thank you, I'll go back to the video now. So the third thing that amateur players need to work more on is not running through the ball when the ball's in transition. A lot of times players will get a ball and instead of stopping, they'll just run through it and then pop it up, and then they'll get hit like that, and that's not what you want. So every time the ball's low and in the transition zone, you want to get to the ball, stop, hit it, and then see if it's high or not. If you hit a good shot, then you move in. If not, we're not just running through that ball. So I'm here, get up, stop, now it's up, and I keep going. Do that again. Stop, stop, move forward. After I hit the ball, that is when I move forward. I'm not running through contact. The fourth thing that amateur players can get better at is when the ball is below the height of the net in the transition zone, not driving that ball as hard as they possibly can. If you drive the ball from this area of the court and it's below the height of the net, that ball has to go up, which means that they're gonna be able to take that ball from about shoulder height and smack it down at you. That is not what you want. What you want is to hit a nice drop and then just get yourself to the kitchen and start the kitchen point there. So from this ball now, I'm able to get into the kitchen safely. If I'm driving this from here, I'm initiating the hands battle from further back in the court than my opponent is, and I'm giving them the advantage. So drop, now I'm in, and now I can win the point easily. The last thing that amateur players can improve at in pickleball is not popping out of their drives. So when you hit a forehand or a backhand drive, you want your body to be balanced and your momentum to be going towards the court every single time. You never want to be popping out of the shots. Two most common errors are your left shoulder coming out if you're a righty and your left foot coming off of the ground. So these two things should not be happening. So I'll show you what I see a lot is something like this, where they pull out of the shot and then the ball's popping up because your paddle is following the momentum of your body. What you want to be doing is having your momentum going through the court. So something like this, here and then forward. So as you can see, my shoulders stay level the whole time and I'm never pulling out of the shot. This is gonna help the ball be more of a line drive through the court, low to the net, as opposed to popping up. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed that video, I'm gonna be posting coaching videos every single week on different shots and different techniques. Check out my bio. Thanks for coming.